Hi everyone, in today's video we're going to talk about Elementor's new and upcoming AI feature. So Elementor, as you know, is a page builder plugin used for WordPress website, and it allows you to very easily build out your web pages without the need of coding. So all of the elements and sections are pre-coded for you, and you just drag and drop different elements onto your website. So Elementor have a new update coming out called the Elementor AI, and judging from what's on the page, the AI is there to help write or improve your website text, translate your website text, create images, and generate custom code without ever having to write coding languages yourself. So Elementor already works similarly in this way, in that you don't have to code anything in order to build any part of your website. Everything can be drag and drop. Everything is very easily accessible. But now they're taking that one step further and allowing you to write and design with AI as well. It's currently not out yet. They are still yet to provide a release date, but from the video there's lots of features that they've already hinted at, and things like their write with AI. So writing in, for example, the title, and then the text boxes will allow you to write with AI, and then you can from there choose different translations. You can change the tone, you can ask your AI to ask your text to make longer and shorter and things like that. So already it's a really useful kind of way to write the content for a website, as content writing for a website can take time. If you're not doing it yourself, then it can be expensive to get content written for you. So if there is AI that allows you to write the content for you within the builder, that not only saves time but also probably some costs, as well as make it a bit more convenient as well. What's also really cool about the AI feature is that you can also code with the AI. So in the custom CSS, you can see that your user is just typing in what they want the coding language to do, which is to give it a filter and change the border radius on hover. And they just typed in what they wanted the CSS to do, and then the AI has written the code itself and pasted it in here. So again, it's a really cool way to kind of use the AI feature, as you don't even need to know any kind of coding language. You can just ask the AI to write the code for you, and all you need to do is write what you actually want it. So that is really interesting, and that's a really kind of fun way to kind of see how the AI can work, not only just for text writing but also for code writing as well. So to find out more, you can just go into Elementor's website and view this video here. There's still a lot left to kind of be revealed, and they have yet to kind of set up a release date. However, when this does come out, it will be something that can save you lots of time and be a bit more effective with your design and your development as well. One thing that you can notice from the video is that there's this little upgrade button, meaning that this AI feature might be a paid feature, in which case whether or not there's something that would fit your budget or is something that'll be worth the price is yet to be determined. But interesting to know that this is something that they're working on, and definitely something that will be fun to experiment with and play around with once it comes out. In the meantime, there are already some other ADI and AI builders out there that can essentially design and develop your website. Slightly more restricted than what Elementor AI is promising, but if you are looking for a way to quickly create and develop your website that's functional and also SEO friendly and user friendly, there are some platforms out there. One of them is the Wix ADI. So Wix is a mostly free, user-friendly website building platform. It has very intuitive technology and a powerful built-in different types of features that give your users the most kind of freedom to design professional websites that have really good functionality and also look amazing on any kind of device. It essentially allows you to build a website in a really quick and easy way. They have preset features, and they have lots of custom templates as well that you can use to build a website in a very short amount of time with not a high cost with it as well. The main features of Wix is that they use a cloud platform, so it's a cloud service that can be accessed from your browser and which users can visit at any time from any device, computer or mobile. And they have lots of templates as well. So Wix offer a lot of free templates to choose from, and you can sort of offer your website a really professional appearance to meet the needs and characteristics of whatever company it is that you have. It's also very easy to use. So Wix have a very simple and intuitive editor that allows you to create different parts of the website and use a kind of drag and drop system, meaning there's no need to write any kind of code, any like HTML, CSS or JavaScript. It's all drag and drop and is all very visual as well. By registering on Wix as well, you get the storage space to host your website as well. So Wix is a builder and also a hosting solution as well. But it's one thing to note is that if you do decide to build your website on Wix, it has to be hosted on the Wix platform. You can't go to another hosting provider and host your website on there. But it's a big kind of all-in-one solution anyway. If you're wanting to build your website on Wix, you already have the hosting set up as well. As mentioned before, most of Wix is free, but for further development and further functionality will cost a bit more. But at the end of the day, it's still a lot less cost than to have a custom website built for you using any other kind of platform. Wix, the main advantage of Wix is that it's a very gentle learning curve. You only need to get registered to start creating your website, and it's a drag and drop system. So it's very simple, very intuitive, and it only takes a couple of hours of playing around with its options and features to kind of get grips with the tool. So no web kind of programming knowledge is required. It comes with a gallery of images as well. So with Wix services, you'll have access to a huge number of image galleries where you'll find photos and images to include on your website without even incurring any of the copyright issues as well. So another one of their advanced features that they offer is the Wix ADI. So Wix ADI is Wix's artificial design intelligence site builder. So Wix ADI learns about you, learns about your business, and applies this knowledge to automatically build a website for you. So you can essentially just answer a few questions and have a whole website built for you with the functionality that you need on it as well. On top of that, then you can do some customizations yourself. So once the full site is built, you can add more pages, you can edit the content on your site, you can customize sections, you can add more sections and things like that. So to get started, the first thing that you actually need to do is create a Wix account. So creating an account is free. All you need to do is go into the Wix website and click on Get Started. And just fill in your information. So either continue with email or you can continue with Google and just set up your username and password with Wix. So once you've created your account, you'll be taken to the My Sites dashboard, and essentially all the websites that you create you can find in this dashboard as well, and you can separate it into different folders and kind of organize it that way. So to get started, what you need to do is click on Create New Site on the top right over here and follow through the instructions. So the first thing that they'll ask you is what kind of website are you creating? So whether you want an online store, portfolio, blog, consultant kind of website. These are just examples, but then you can just sort of look for your business type, basically what kind of business that you want to have. You can be specific, so if it's a beauty care product shop, beauty supply store, you can be really specific and just say what kind of product, what kind of shop that you're creating, and then you want to give it a name of your site. And you can change the name of your site at any time. This is just so that this is mainly for SEO purposes, and just so you can recognize it within the dashboard. And then you want to talk about what you want to add to the site. So this is going back to Wix's features, functionality features. So things like an online store, a chat functionality, they all are part of Wix's functionality. So you can really customize your website to do certain things as well. It doesn't just have to be a simple kind of blog website or brochure build website. You can actually have like a store and forms, bookings, things like that to make your site a bit more usable and actually conduct some business on your site as well. So in this example, we'll just have the online store and we'll have some forms as well. Don't worry about not picking everything in the beginning. Maybe if you want to just have like a blog, but later on you actually decide you want to start setting up an online store, you can always add these apps sort of later on as well. So later on, if you want to decide actually I want to add a blog, you can always add the blogs later as well. Same way if you decide to remove something. So if you add an online store now, but then later you realize it's too much work or you're not ready for it to actually start selling product content, you can also remove apps as well. So it's pretty flexible that way. And you just want to click next to move on. And then you want to start using the ADI. So you have two options. You can either choose from a template or you can actually use the ADI to get a custom built site within a few minutes as well. So we're going to go for the get a custom built site option. And only thing we need to do now is go through each of the questions and let Wix know what kind of site we're making, how we want it to look, and things like that. So the first thing that we're going to add is the logo and the email address, normal address, and any social media account links. So with the logo, you just click on the plus sign and it'll open up your file explorer on the computer. And then you just want to enter your email address and all the other kind of contact information as well, and any kind of social media links that you have. And you can add as many social links as you want, and you definitely want to add all the social links that you have. You just click on add social link and just paste in the social link. And again, you just want to add in all the addresses and any phone numbers that you might have as well. Next thing then is going to ask you to pick a theme that you like. So this is you want to look at the colors that they've used, and you want to look at the font styling that they've used. What you want to do is pick the theme that you like most, or pick the theme that's closest to the theme that you want. What happens with Wix is that not everything is set in stone. So once you pick a theme, you can always change it afterwards. So for example, if you like this theme here, but you don't like the black that's being used, you can just select it for now, but then in the editor, you can always change the black that's used as well. It's just a starting off point for Wix to know what to use whenever it's building out your site. So you want to pick the theme that works best for your branding as much as possible, or the one that works exactly as possible as well. So you just want to select and then just click next. And then it'll show you 3 homepage designs, and you just want to click in, you want to go through each of them, and you want to just select the design that you want, or the design that you like the most. Again, you can always customize these designs. This is just a starting off point for Wix to know what kind of design that you might like, and how you want your site to be laid out. So you've got 3 designs here, and what you can do is you can hover over each of them and then just scroll down, and you can see what each of them look like as well. If there's certain sections that you really like, obviously you keep them, and if there's certain sections you want removed, you can remove them as well. And if there's more sections that you need to add, you just add them as well. So once you've selected selected which one you like, you just click into it and you just click next, and it'll start building out your site. You also need to select what other pages you'd like. So Wix will then show you what other pages that you can have. Again, if you don't see a specific page that you need, you can always add more pages as well. Again, this is just a starting off point, so Wix knows what kind of site you're building and what kind of website you want to add to your site as well. So you can see add pages to your site, and they've got different kind of pages. So you want to add like an about page. If you're an online store, you definitely want to add like a products page, like in the main shop page, a contact us page so people can talk to you, a store policies page. This is really important if you have a shop, that you have a store policies page where you can say what your refund policy is, shipping policy, things like that. All of these can be added as well. Again, if there's pages here that you don't if there's pages here that you don't need to select them. And if there's pages that's missing, again, you can always add pages after the site's been built, and you can add as many pages as you want. This is just a starting off point, so they have like a nav bar built, and you have some pages built out for you as well. But once you're done, you just want to click on edit site, and you can see your site being built by Wix. So this is the final design, and this is the final website. So you've got your homepage here, and this is exactly the homepage that we had selected in the beginning. And then you can see at the top we've got all the pages added as well. We've got all the social media links set, and we've got all the shop functionality all there here as well. So at this point, there's different things you can do. Technically, all the content here and everything that's been added you can use. So all these images, all the background images, the iconography, they're all things that are free to use, and essentially your site is ready to publish if you wanted to go publish with this now. But really what you want to do is fine-tune the design details. So if there's certain fonts that's being used that you don't like, if there's certain colors being used that you don't like, you want to change those. And then you want to go through every single page, every single section, and just change the content, update the imagery, update the content and things like that. So the way the editor works, so you have your actual page here. This is your website, but the back end, so this is how you would change everything. And then on the left here, you have the actual options. So you've got the option to add elements. So every single item on your page, so like the heading, every single button, those are known as elements. So you can add additional elements to your site. You can add additional sections to your site. And these are pre-built sections, so you don't need to worry about fully designing up a new section. You just click into section and you can see all these pre-built sections that can be automatically added to your website as well. So you want to click into the section that you want to add and drag it onto the section, to the page, wherever you want it. At the top, you can see things like your navbar. So this is essentially the domain where you can connect your domain. You can switch to mobile view. So if you click into this mobile toggle here, you can start editing your site in mobile and see what your site looks in mobile and make any edits that you need to here. So for example, the header is quite large. So what you want to do is just adjust the header here and just create a little bit shorter. It's important to note that the changes that you make on mobile won't affect the items that are in desktop as well. So me shortening the height of that isn't shortening the height of that on desktop. It only shortens the height on mobile. Also along the top you have the pages, so you can switch between different pages this way. If you just click on the drop down and you just click into each page, you can just go in and look at the page that you have and make the edits if you need to. And then you've got the edit, undo and redo buttons at the top, and then you've also got the tools as well, so you can click on the tools that you want when you're editing. So you have the grid lines and you have snap to objects, so if you can get rid of these as well, and you can also add rulers if you wanted, and you can add different layers as well. You can also decide if you want to zoom in or zoom out the view, but it's up to you how you want to do that. So the first thing that we want to do is show you how to edit the theme, so the colors and the fonts that's being used. So if you go on the left here and you're looking for site design, you are looking for site theme here, and you want to click on customize, and it's split between colors and text. So this is essentially the colors and text that are being used across your site. So as you mentioned, every single section and every single thing on your site is known as an element, and every element that's on your site follows a style rule. So for example, every heading type, so this is a heading 1, the beauty store at your service, that's a heading 1, and all the heading 1s follow a specific style rule. All the heading 2 follows a specific style rule. All the heading 3s follow a specific style rule. So it's up to you how you want to decide how you want those styled. It just means then there's consistency whenever you're adding different paragraphs and you're adding different headings. All the same heading types look the same, and it just makes your website design a little bit more consistent. There's lots of color theme presets available for you to apply it to your site, so you can do your own customizations, or you can just pick a preset that's in here. All of these themes have been carefully created with complementary colors that cover a range of different styles. They have sleek and sophisticated pastels, and they have bold and bright palettes as well, so you want to browse through the presets and choose the perfect option for your brand. Or you can also customize the colors as well. So to choose and customize the color theme, you want to go into the color theme here, and you essentially just want to customize each of the color types. So as well as appearing on the color picker, your theme colors are used across your site in different ways. So you have color 1, and color 1 is used as background and text. So color 1 is used for background and text across your site, and if you've added the Wix apps like the Wix stores, the Wix blogs, if you add those onto your site, those pages use the same background and text colors as well. In most cases, you'll see that the brightest tint, so tint 1, which is over here, is used for the background, whereas the darkest tint, so this is tint 2, is for text. So we recommend creating sort of like a high contrast pairing so that the information on your site is easy to read and kind of stands out. Then you have color 2, and this is your action color. So you drive visitors to make the choices you want by selecting an action color that kind of stands out. And this color is used for actionable elements like links, buttons, any kind of menu elements. It also appears in themed elements like buttons and boxes, as well as pages related to Wix apps like the Wix stores or Wix blogs or the forums, things like that. The tint in the middle is the one that's used most frequently, so you want to choose something that contrasts with your background. That way the most important elements in your site are accessible and they're noticeable as well. Then you have colors 3, 4, 5, and these are additional colors. So choose 3 colors that complete your kind of color scheme. They are displayed in various areas on your site, so they should match and complement the colors that you've selected as well. Then if you go back, you have the text theme, and it's the same kind of theme as your site theme. So each of your elements, your heading 1 all the way down to your paragraph 3s, they all follow a style rule. So when you add a heading 1 to your website, this is the style rule that they follow. When you add a heading 4, this is the style rule they follow. So if you're not a fan of, like, for example, the font styling, all you need to do is just click into each of these and just change the font style to whatever it is that you want to change it to. And then that will essentially apply across to your entire site. As you are changing, you want to make sure that you go through each of the pages and make sure everything looks good. So you can just change the sizing, change the layout of things, and then just drag and drop everything to where you want it. But yeah, the theme makes it really easy for you to customize every single part of your website without doing everything one by one. It kind of takes every part of your website and applies all the style rules. So now what you want to do is actually start editing your site to how you want it. So as I mentioned before, everything about Wix is drag and drop. So for example, if I wanted to add, say, a paragraph, so if we remove this, for example, if I wanted to add a paragraph here to add more content, what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to do is widen this section a little bit to make some space. So I'm going to click on this drag drop here, and you want to just click on this section, and then you want to widen this section as well, and you just want to make some space essentially. And now I'm going to drag on an element. So I'm going to add on a paragraph element. So I'm going to go into add elements, and then I'm going to go into paragraph, and I'm going to look for one of the paragraphs that I have, and I'm going to click and just drag that to where I want it. And then just widen the box a little bit so there's space. And then you've got the content here. If you click on edit text, you can then change the alignment if you want to. You want to avoid changing the theme so much because, as I mentioned before, if you add one of the theme styles, if you add the paragraph 1, if you change it to a paragraph 1 text, it's going to use paragraph 1 theme, so you don't need to change the styling so much. Maybe you might need to change the alignment, but I wouldn't change so much like the fonts or the font size. And then you can also, within that, you can type in the actual text that you want to add as well. So there's no coding required in order to add that paragraph. I just needed to look for the paragraph, make some space for it, and then drag it onto the page as well. As I scroll down, I can do the same for all of these sections. So I can, if I wanted to add, for example, a title here, what I'm going to do is, again, just widen the section that this product row is in, click and drag that down a little bit, and then I'm going to add a title. So I'm going to go back into elements, and I'm going to go into text, and I'm looking for the titles text, theme text here, and I'm going to add one of the headings, and I'm going to click and drag that onto the section. And with the guidelines, I can sort of place it in the middle. you can see as I'm dragging it around, so this is now in the middle of the page. And then I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to click on edit text, and I'm going to type in the title I want for this section. So I'm going to call it bestsellers, and I'm going to make sure that the products here are the best-selling products. And again, I'm just going to make sure that's all centered, and just make sure it's all spaced out nicely. And yeah, so you've got the intro here, then you've got a little bit of the title and some products here. And you just want to keep doing that for every single section. If there's sections here that's missing some content, then you want to add that content. If there's sections that doesn't look great, that you want to change it, you can do that as well. And you just want to go through each of them and just make sure that it looks exactly how you want it to look as well. And as you're adding things, you want to also make sure that when you switch to mobile, it still looks good on mobile. So things like the section here, so obviously this section is, with the paragraph, it's a bit too high, so I'm going to click into that little paragraph, and I'm going to click in and just make sure that it's scrolled down a little bit. And just make sure it's all aligned perfectly. And I'm going to scroll down and just keep checking it on mobile as you're adding more and more things. Once you're happy with things, what you want to do is click on save to save your progress. Wix does autosave, but you also want to make sure you keep saving yourself so that it's definitely saved. It might not autosave every single point, but it usually does autosave so that after every time you make a change. Other things you can do, for example, I want to increase the width of that so you can see the pages more. And you can also change the styling of these as well. So if you click on the nav bar, click on customize design, and you want to just give it some styling issues as well. When it comes to the nav bar, you don't want anything too busy, and you want to make sure everything is sort of aligned okay, and that people can see like the text, they can see your logo, they can see all the information there as well. So as I mentioned before, if you wanted to switch pages, what you want to do is go into the page here, and you want to just select the page that you want to edit. And you can see now I've switched to the About Us page, and we've got the About Us page content. What you can do if you realize actually you want to add more sections to this, you want to click on the add section here, and it's going to show you all of the pre-designed sections that you have, and it's split into categories. So there are sections that help you sort of you as an about section, there's a team section, so then you can just go through and just click in. For example, if you want to add a meet the team section, there's already a design for that. There's 3 designs that you can choose from. You can add like a contact section, and it'll show you the designs for a bunch of different contact sections, and these are all pre-built, they're mobile ready, and it just means then you don't need to spend time creating a new design section. You can just use one that's already built, and then using your branding as well. So for example, if we go this one for the meet the team section, we can just click into that, and it'll add itself to wherever it is that we want to add it to. And what we're going to do is change there we go, and we are going to update this section here as well. Again, it's really important to note that you're when it comes to building your site, you want to make sure it's optimized for SEO as much as possible. That includes making sure that every single page has a heading 1 tag and only one heading 1 tag. You don't want more than one, and you don't want any heading 1 tags as well. You need to make sure that there's only one heading 1 tag. But you can see we've added this section, and all we need to do now is update the images and update the text. So for example, if you want to know how to update any kind of section, what you need to do is click into the section, and you're looking for something like edit section, or in this case it's manage items. So everything in here is like an item, and if you click on that, you can click on each of the items and drag them around if you needed to, and then you need to click on each individual element if you want to edit the text, if you want to edit, for example, this image, and things like that. So for example, if you wanted to edit an image, we just want to click into the image here. You're looking for the image to be selected, and it comes up image here, and then you want to click on change image, to actually change the image to the one that you want. Once you click on that, it'll open the Wix media library, and from here you can choose images that you've already uploaded. You can upload your own media if you click on upload media, and it'll open up your file explorer on the computer. And then once you're done, you just select the image that you want. As I mentioned before, Wix does have their own media library of image galleries that you can use, and all of these images are free to use. So you're looking for media from Wix, and these are essentially stock images, placeholder images that you can use to update your website. And these, again, so they're copyright free. You don't need to give any credit. You don't need to buy anything. You just look for the image that you want. You can search for it specifically, or you can use from the homepage here, and you just want to click on choose image, and then that's it. That's an image that you use from media from Wix, and you don't need to tag them or anything like that. You can just use the images as needed, and then you can just click into each element and just change like the content, change the links, things like that. It's all kind of done and dusted for you. And then once you're done, you just want to click on save. Again, if you wanted to switch pages, you just want to click on the page switcher and then just switch the page as you need. And what you can also do is add pages. So for example, you have all these pages that we selected from the ADI builder questions, but if you wanted to add another page, say for like our history page or any other kind of page really, what you want to do is click on manage pages, and you're looking for add page. And what you can do is you can add a completely blank page, or you can go through some of the page templates and you can basically just pick from one of the page templates, so you're not just building a whole new page from scratch. And then all you need to do is just select the page that it is that you want to add and just like the look of the most, and then you can just change the layout of it as well. So for example, if we go with this one, I'll use click add page, and you can see it's added its page here. You want to make sure that you give it a name, and then you can just click here and do name, and then you can see it's being added to the nav bar. You can always change the placement of it by clicking into sites and pages and just changing the order around, but essentially it gets automatically added. And then all you need to do in this section now is just change all the content, add images, add videos, things like that. So it's very kind of user friendly and all of that as well. So site editing is made really easy with Wix. Again, it's back to that drag and drop section and already pre-built designs for you. So there's nothing really that you're designing from scratch, but it's still customizable. You can still use your own fonts, themes, your own pictures, things like that. When it comes to things like editing the products and any blogs, that's usually done on the dashboard. So if you go back to the Wix site dashboard, you'll see some other tabs, for example for products lined up on the left. So you can see on the left you've got your store products, and the really good thing about Wix is that when it comes to their store products, you only need to set it up in the back end. You don't then need to go in the front end and set it up there. You just need to add all your products, whether they're physical products or digital products, variable products or whatever it is. Add all of the details like the name, description, the price, any images, all of that gets filled in on the back end just over here, and it's all very kind of laid out for you as well, so very kind of laid out with the text, so you know exactly what you're filling in and things like that. And then once you click save and you publish the event, or then you publish the product, it's already added to you on the front end, so you don't need to actually edit the front end of the site as well. You can just have the front end of the site ready to go with all your content and just add all the products, add all your blogs on the back end as well. So as mentioned before, Wix is mostly free. So Wix, the actual builder is free to use, adding in all the platforms, adding in all the apps, they're free to use as well. payment usually starts to come in when it comes to actually publishing your site and putting it live. So right now the site is just saved, it's not live yet. If we click on this publish button, your site will then go live, and by that it means users can see it with a link and Google can start indexing your site as well. So if we click publish, it'll start saving all your changes and it'll start putting it live, and you'll get this message here that says, congratulations, your site is published and live online. As mentioned before, Wix does have a completely free option. With the free option, you can host your site, you can have your site, you can design your site exactly how you want it with all the images, add all the products and things like that. They have paid versions of their plans and they have the free versions of their plans. So with the free version of the plan, just to kind of show you, the two main caveats that you'll find with the free version of the plan is while you'll have your site kind of ready to go with a link and easy for people to kind of access, the first thing that you'll notice is you don't get a custom domain. So the domain is made up with Wix branding, so it'll be the name of your account, .wixsite.com / the name of the store, or / the name of the site that you gave it in the beginning. And the other caveat is that there are ads are placed around your site. So you can see on this website here, obviously we've got the site exactly how we designed it, but then at the top of the site, that's on every single page of the site at every single point, is the Wix ad at the top. And again, so depending on your budget, the free site might be the way to go. However, if possible, you definitely want to think about removing the ads, choosing a plan that has the ads removed and also allows you to have a custom domain. The reason why it's important to have a custom domain is a domain like this is not easy to remember for users, and it doesn't fit well with your branding as well. So you want to make sure that you get your own domain, and you can buy that through Wix, or you can buy that through any other domain provider and connect it to Wix. That's also an option. And then you also want to make sure you get rid of those apps. But again, Wix, up until this point, Wix is fully free. I haven't paid a single thing. Setting up the account was free. Setting up, using the ADI builder was free. Changing the images, adding products, all of that is free. And so far I haven't actually spent anything. The other thing to note is that if you have something, for example, that makes people want to either take payments onto your site, then you want to make sure that you have some payment methods set up. But the only way to really take payments on the site is to use one of their paid Wix plans. So Wix have a few Wix plans, but not all. But if you have the free version, you're not allowed to take payments. So this goes for if you have a shopping facility. So if you have this kind of shop section here, people can view your products, they can click into it and read more about your products. They can add it to the cart if they wanted to. However, they can't go ahead and purchase those products because you don't have any payment methods set up, and the free plan doesn't allow you to take payments just yet. So you need to upgrade to a higher paid plan as well. The good thing about Wix Payments is that they have a range of different plans to kind of suit your business needs and to suit your budget, and they have one of the most affordable hosting plans that there are when it comes to hosting your website. To have a look at their hosting plans, what you want to do is just go into your dashboard again, and you want to click on upgrade. If you click on home, you want to go into upgrade, and it'll show you the different plans that they have. So the plan is split into three. You've got basic website plans, business and e-commerce, and you've got enterprise plans. So with the business plans and the website plans, they'll show you some actual plans. And then with the enterprise plans, this is more of a call to action to request a call with Wix. If you have a very large scale business and none of the pre-made plans you think will work for you, then the enterprise plan just gives you the opportunity to actually speak to a Wix representative, tell them about your business needs, and they'll be able to give you a custom plan that suits you a bit more. So that's a really flexible option if you want that. But then the other options then are the basic website plans and the business and e-commerce plans. It's important to note, so if you have any kind of functionality where you want to take payments on your site, whether that's payments for your products, payments for any events that people can book for, then you need to have a business and e-commerce plans. The business and e-commerce plan will let you actually take payments. If you have a standard brochure build website where you just have forms and you just have contact forms and things like that, or a blog, then a simple website plan will be fine. And you can see the different amounts each of these plans go for. So you have the most expensive, which is VIP, and then you've got Connect Domain, which is the most basic, and it's also the cheapest. So when it comes to the most basic, this essentially will allow you to connect a custom domain. So if you have a domain bought, or if you want to buy a domain, you can, and then you can connect it using the Wix custom domain plan. The only problem with this one is that you still get the Wix ads. So the ads that I shown you earlier, they still have. So for that reason, I don't really recommend the connect domain. But you can, if you're really on a budget, it's not the worst thing. The most important thing then is to actually have your custom domain in there. And then you have the next plan up then is the combo. So again, you get the custom domain, but this one is will give you the ad-free version of it, so you won't get any ads with this one. So it's slightly less cheaper than the more expensive versions, but you do get the custom domain, and you do remove all the Wix branding as well. Next thing, you have the unlimited and the VIP. These are two of the more expensive plans. With all these three, the VIP, unlimited, and the combo, you do get the custom domain, and you remove the free Wix branding. The main difference between these three plans, though, is the storage space and the amount of bandwidth that you get. So bandwidth being essentially the performance, like the speed of your website, basically. So the more bandwidth that you have, the faster your website would be. So with the VIP and unlimited, with the VIP and unlimited, you get an unlimited amount of bandwidth, and with the combo, you get the 2 GB, and connect domain is the 1 GB. And then you have the storage space as well. So the storage space is the highest in the VIP section, and the combo has 3 GB. So depending on how big your website is, and this could be, and things like pages, the amount of pages, the amount of products, the amount of imagery, all of that adds to your storage space. So depending on how big that is, you might need to go for the 10 GB, you might need to go to the VIP, or you might need to go for the combo as well. Everything else is more or less the same. And all of them have and the main difference between the VIP as well, as opposed to all of them, is that you get priority customer care. So all of them come with a 24/7 customer care, and Wix's customer service is actually really good. You can phone or email them, or you can phone or create a ticket with them at any time if you're having issues with your account, any billing issues, domain issues, even with issues using the actual editor. And Wix will get back to you via phone or through the support ticket, and anything else that you're having trouble with. So all of them have the 24/7 customer care, but with the VIP, you just get seen to a lot quicker. So that's the main difference between all of them. And again, what's important is you might not actually understand, how much storage space that you might need. So with the Wix plan, it's not fixed. So if you, for example, go for the combo and you realize you're running out of storage space, and Wix will tell you when you're close to running out of storage space, they will ask you to upgrade, and at that point you can upgrade to a higher hosting plan. And if you are using, say, the highest one, and you realize actually you don't need that much space, you can always downgrade as well. So there's no minimum amount you can have it, or it's not like a you decide now and you decide how many months you need. You can upgrade and downgrade as you need. So again, if you have a simple brochure, build a website, some blogs, portfolio, you're happy enough, you can just use the website plans. If you are taking some form of payment, then you need one of the business and e-commerce plans. And these plans are a little bit more expensive than the website plans. So their cheapest plan is £15, and their most expensive plan goes for £27 a month. And with all of them, you get everything that's included with the basic website plans, with custom domain, no branding, things like that. The other things then that you get is the amount of storage and bandwidth as well. So all of them have unlimited bandwidth, but the storage space, as you can see, is a lot more. And then obviously with the business VIP, you get the priority customer care. And all of these plans will allow you to accept online payments. So again, it goes back to how big your site is going to be, if you need all that storage space or not. But again, you can upgrade and downgrade as you need to as well. If you scroll down, you can sort of see even more kind of features that they have. And if even at any point you're not sure what plan to go for, you can always get in contact with Wix, and they can sort of talk you through what each of their plans would be for, and you can let them know what you need a Wix plan for as well. But essentially, you just want to pick one of these plans. Once you've selected a plan, you just click on select, and you want to go for one of the billing cycles as well. So you can do £18 every month. So you can do pay for monthly. The problem with paying for monthly is that it tends to be a lot cheaper if you were to buy one of the yearly or 2-year ones. And also with every single plan that you have for the business and e-commerce, and also the basic plans, apart from the connect domain, you get a free domain for 1 year. So if you haven't got a domain yet, what you can do is you can purchase a domain while you're purchasing a hosting plan. Pick one of the basic billing plans, and you want to make sure that you either go yearly, 2 years, or 3 years. And then you get a free domain voucher, and then you can use that to have a 1 year of 1 year free of a domain purchase. So once you're done, you just click on you enter your card information, invoice details, and then you just pay for your hosting amount basically. Once you've filled in your details, you just want to submit your purchase, and then that is your site hosted on a Wix platform with the ads removed, and then the only thing you need to do then is connect your domain once you have it. So there you go, a very brief kind of overview on using the Wix ADI builder. Using Wix is a really fast option, and it's great for people who don't have any kind of coding background whatsoever, but they need a website, but maybe it's not in their budget to hire out someone to build a website for them, or to use any kind of custom theme as well. It's a really good kind of option to do that. As your website grows, as your company grows, you might find that Wix might not have enough resources to support your website, in which case that's maybe the time to look elsewhere. That will include more costs, but hopefully your business will also be growing at that point, and your budget for a website and web development will kind of increase with that as well. But in the beginning, in the meantime, it's definitely an option worth considering, especially when you consider how easy the ADI is to use and how it is basically free to start using as well. Overall, AI is all around us, and the use of AI in our everyday life is increasing more and more. As we can see here, it's already being used to create websites, and that functionality is only getting more and more comprehensive and more impressive. So it'd be interesting to see how Elementor's AI compares to the AI that's currently out there to build your website.